shaken. Therefore my heart was glad and my tongue rejoiced. My flesh also will dwell in hope.
Okay, I don't want to pause this for too long, but I don't want to lose the thought. So pretty much he's talking about God's resurrection, right? He's like pretty much the first man to be resurrected. But okay, you know how like the red heifer is like, okay, Jesus is the foreshadow of the red heifer, right? Of what is to come. Bear with me. Okay. But I just thought of something. I don't know if it's like it's leading nowhere or if it's actually like something. Jesus had to know loss. Like he had to know true loss. Right? He had disciples, but he wasn't going to lose them. It wasn't in God's will. Who he was supposed to lose was a friend. Someone that he held like, yo, you're my brother. Like, you know. And who was that? Lazarus. Jesus came, they said that Martha and Mary, you came too late. He already died, right? But it was within God's will because he was going to be resurrected. They just didn't know. My whole thing is this: was Lazarus is Jesus's crucifixion and resurrection? Was it the foreshadow of Lazarus' death and resurrection? Because it's like experiencing loss. That's the only time that Jesus actually fucking like cried over someone. Like he legitimately grieved. Like he grieved, right? It's like he had to experience it first. Like God had to show him first. It's just like, this is what loss is going to feel like. This is what people are going to feel when you die, when you pass. And even though you're going to be resurrected, you still need to understand what loss feels like. And then when Jesus was crucified, he was gone for 3 days. How long was Lazarus dead for? I don't know that part. I'm going to look that up. How long was Lazarus dead? How many days? He was there for 4 days. 4 days. I don't know. I don't know if that has any kind of correlation. Right? So I'm really, really like chewing on it, right? Because it's just like, it's like God, or you know how like God will show you what your end goal is going to look like, but you don't know how you're going to get there. But then he'll give you every step, right? He doesn't give you all of the steps, but he gives you each step, right? I think when it came up to Lazarus, he was showing him the step, even though he didn't make it. He like, you know, I don't think he knew that he was gonna like be crucified and die, right? But I think he needed to see that God can do this. Like, it's like he knows that God can do it, but I think the reason why he knows that God can do it, the reason why he could be so reassuring to everyone else, all the disciples, is because he's seen it firsthand, because he did it. God worked through him. So he knows, he like concrete knows, I'm going to be resurrected. Don't even worry about this. We're good, right? Because we, you know, the disciples, it's man, it's us, but we're not going to be able to even comprehend this shit. It's just like, you're going to be dead, like, you know. But I think that Jesus had to see, because Jesus was born a man. He was born in flesh. He was born human. He had to go through the human experience. So it's like he had to learn it in a way of, you are going to do this, and then once you see my power, because I'm pouring myself into him. He was like the ultimate vessel to be poured, to be used by God, to the point where he is God. He's God, right? He's God in the flesh. Perfect vessel. None of us could be the perfect vessel. Jesus was the only one that was the perfect vessel, so he can do these things. I don't think anybody else can sit here and go to a gravesite and say, come forth. That'd be great, but you know, can't do it. Only God can do that. Only God can do that. And the only person on earth that was able to do something like that was Jesus, because Jesus was God. He was so perfect that he was be able to be filled so completely, right? To completion, that he literally was God. So I think he had to go through the steps to see, this is what you're going to be going through, right? You need to be able to see that this person is gone, right? They're not like gone for like a couple of minutes. They're gone for a few days. Like, you know, like this person is gone, right? They're starting to, right. So if he can bring Lazarus back, Jesus is now having to go through the same thing, because that was the last miracle he ever did before his crucifixion. That was the last of the last. After that, it was just like, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. But he did one last miracle, and that miracle was just like mind-blowing, right? Everybody was just like, what the fuck? And that's the stuff that actually made the Pharisees on some like, this nigga is like, this nigga got real glass. He even got freaking, you know, we got plexiglass. We really do got plexiglass. This motherfucker is the real deal. This motherfucker. Like, you know, because pride, I don't like that shit. You can learn from him. But anyway, people are not teachable nowadays. We're never teachable. Oh my God. And even I, not teachable. Hard-headed sometimes. I'm trying, but also can be very teachable, right? So it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. We're all trying to just be at least a sliver of Jesus. Just like trying, even if you can get like, you like for a split second, a millisecond, you was Jesus. It was just like, oh, right? But it's like, you can never ever even be that. So it's just like, I know I'm not going to be able to hear that. I know I'm never going to hear that. It'd be like, for a millisecond, I thought it was Jesus. You look real like split image. Good and faithful servant. I'll take that any day. Hands down. Hands down. But in any case, I'm about to unpause this because it's like 8 minutes now. Was it the foreshadow? Was Lazarus' death the foreshadow of what was to come for Jesus? Did Jesus have to see it within his own eyes and walk it out already? So this way he's prepared, right? He's somewhat prepared, because when you get the news that you're going to die, I'm pretty sure you're devastated, right? You're crying your fucking eyes out. You're crying to the point where it's just like, why? What? I think it's human nature that we're all going to fucking be devastated. So Jesus went through that devastation. But then I think also throughout that prayer, that long prayer, the prayer that even the disciples fell asleep on, I think it was revelation of things have already been put in place from before you were even born to even the last minute, right? Even to Lazarus, to show you that you're going to be fine. You're going to be resurrected. And you're going to be resurrected in a way that is going to be resurrection for all. I think he really had to see that. I think it's coming to that realization, like, okay, I'm gonna die, and it's probably gonna fuck. I think he's grieving because that shit's gonna be super painful. Death is not. Sometimes death is not like something that's super like, oh yeah, they die with a smile on their face. He died in the most brutalist way. Brutal way. That pain that you're gonna have to endure, that is what you're afraid of. I don't think people are really afraid of death per se. You're more afraid of like, is it gonna hurt? Like, guess what you're thinking of? Like, oh my God, it sounds horrible. But and then like you grieve like, I'm not gonna be there with my friends. I'm not gonna be blah blah blah. I'm not gonna blah 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 blah. Right? But one of the things you're thinking about is, you're gonna die a really bitter, fucking brutal ass way. It's a bitter cup. It's more than wormwood. Okay? And wormwood is fucking bitter. Okay? Fucking bitter. Parasite killer though. Like, no wonder parasites don't like it. It's bitter. Whatever's bitter to the tongue is sweet to the stomach, and vice versa, right? So, oh my God, if you ever had wormwood before, honey, man, it is not nice. But I think he had to come to terms with, y'all gonna have this bitter fucking cup. But if Lazarus was resurrected, what more what more are you going to do for me? Like, I know I'm going to be fine. And I think that's the reason why it's really weird, because it's just like, how many times did Jesus go to Peter and wake them up? Was it 4 times? Or was it 3 times? How many times did Jesus wake up? I think it's Peter, right? Three times. Okay, well, 3 times. 3 days, 3 times. This shit is wild, yo. It's so wild how everything kind of connects the way it does. But that's just my theory. I may be completely wrong, so it may not connect at all. But I feel like there's some kind of correlation. It's the hood. Anyway. Notorious B.I.G. Anyway, was there a correlation to that? That's something that I'm chewing on. Also, relatively speaking, how long is the how long, because God loves numbers, oh my God, how long was the red heifer's sacrificial ritual? Was that 3 hours, 3 days? Because I'm thinking you're like deemed unclean for like a couple of days. I think it's like 7 days or something like that. I'm not even sure. But red heifer sacrifice, unclean, how many days? On the 3rd day. Okay, in days in question are part of purification process for someone who had become unclean by touching a dead body. According to Numbers, Jesus never touched a dead body. He just called Lazarus to come out. If he touched a dead body, according to Numbers 19, 11 through 13, such a person was unclean for 7 days. On the 3rd day, and again on the 7th day, a clean person sprinkled the water of purification made from ashes of the red heifer mixed with running water on the unclean person to restore them to the state of ceremonial cleanliness. So day 3 is sprinkling. Okay, so day 1 through 7 persons unclean. Day 3, sprinkling of purification water. Day 7, sprinkling of purification water and washing clothes, bathing to be clean at evening. You're washing the clothes, but you yourself is bathing in purification water on the 3rd day. Am I reaching? I don't know. I hope I ain't reaching though. I hope I'm onto some shit. I pray I'm onto something, because I'd be like, girl, you be going down a rabbit hole of thought. And I do that. Always deep dive. I'm always immersing and just, let's go deep. Let's see how deep this ocean goes. I'm seeing all kind of creatures we ain't never fucking met before. I'm trying to fucking think about this stuff. But that's just how my mind, I always have that kind of clean of thought, which is I guess the critical thinking aspect, whatever. It looks wild crazy to the normal people. It's just like, the fuck? Why do you think that fucking hard? I don't fucking know. I like to think. I think one day, a couple of years ago, somebody told me, stop thinking. And I looked at her like she had 5 eyes. I was like, are you telling me not to think? So do you not think? I'm always thinking. Like, how do you not thinking? Like, how do you not think? Like, what the fuck? I looked at her like, I don't even know what that even means. Like, it was like, so like, huh? Well, can't you, like, don't you think of like, okay, what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight? Or like, which way I'm gonna take going home from work? Or you don't think about anything? Like, what do you think of? I'm thinking about every fucking thing. Like, maybe too much thinking, but she's telling me not to think at all. I kind of looked at her like, you can't tell somebody like me something like that. I wouldn't even know how to even tone it down. I don't even know how to tone it down. It just, I'm constantly pensive, okay? It's just like to the point where it's just like, bitch, you just looking at thin air? Like, you just looking in thin air. I'm thinking. I'm literally just on some like, oh shoot. Like, I'm one of those, like, I don't know. I ain't got nothing else to do. Anyway, be blessed. Have a good Sunday. Think about the red heifer correlation, right? Because red heifer is literally, Jesus Christ is the foreshadow of the red heifer. But I wanted to know, is Lazarus, like, it's pretty much like the mock run for Jesus. Like, this is what you're going to be. You see what this is? You see how much it took for you to do this? You see how my power did it? Okay, same thing you're going to go through. But it will be done. Right? So, I think Jesus truly had to go through the human experience. He had to go through grief. He had to actually finally know what it means to cry. Like, to really fucking weep. Like, cry. It's the shortest sentence in the whole fucking Bible. Jesus wept. That's it. It's just like to the point. Like, that nigga cried. Okay? And you know how like men be holding in their tears. Don't hold in your tears. Find a safe person. Cry, nigga. Cry. It's okay to cry. Cry to your wife. Cry to your cousin. Cry to whoever is safe. But you need to cry. Okay? If Jesus cried, I gave you permission. It's permission. Jesus gave you permission, okay? Not me. Jesus gave you permission. Jesus gave you permission. Cry. Find a safe place to cry. Nigga, you can cry with me. Shit. How does that make you feel? No, I'm not a therapist. But I will be on some, like, it's okay. Cry it out. It is healthy to cry. It is healthy to grieve. Everyone that has gone through grief, I'm talking about like true fucking grief. 5 stages to that shit. And when you reach that last stage, it's the most beautiful thing you could ever fucking experience. It's literally acceptance. And you break free from whatever was holding you to those tears. And you're good. And that's when you like that's when you start passing batons to other people. That's when you just like, I walk the path and I can show you the way. Right? On some some Thundercat, right? Let me show you the way. Okay. I was singing all last night and my voice is like I was hitting it and then I wasn't. My voice is strained. So I ain't gonna be singing for a little while. I'm gonna rest my voice. But yeah, have a great Sunday, man. Be very, very blessed. Okay? And if anybody could get back to me on that that Lazarus and Jesus resurrection correlation,